So I definitely proved that the cast aluminum tool plate plus blue painter's tape will work. But removing larger prints is kind of annoying on that surface. So now I'm going to try the Wham Bam flexible build plate system. So here I have the magnetic base laid down on the heated bed, and it's a pretty good fit. So this is their, I think, soon to be discontinued model for the TiVo Little Monster. So it's 345 millimeters in diameter. So you can see on this 350 millimeter circle, there's just a couple millimeters all the way around. But went down pretty easy. So first I'm gonna try a flexible build plate with blue painter's tape on top, just because I've never seen anyone do that before. And I think that will probably work pretty good. And later I'll try their PEX surface. All right, I've got a print going on the Wham Bam flexible plate with blue painter's tape on it. So this test print is a 100 millimeter diameter cylinder. It's going to be 50 millimeters high with 3 perimeters and 15% infill. Now on the inflexible build plate that I had before, the larger and stiffer the printed part, the harder it would be to remove, because the print wouldn't really flex at all, which meant that by prying up on it, trying to remove it from the tape, it's almost like you're trying to pull the entire part off at once as opposed to peeling it off. So I'm hoping that this flexible build plate will help with that, make this much easier, and hopefully make it so you can actually reuse the tape more often. Well, that worked absolutely great. The tape build surface is completely reusable, and this was not difficult to remove at all. So now I've got the same print going on the PEX build surface. I did reduce the bed temperature in the slicer down to 70 degrees Celsius, which is what Wham Bam recommended on their guidance for PETG. And if you're going to be printing on this surface a lot, you should probably add a temperature G-code to the bed.g file, just to make sure that the effector nozzle is cool enough to not damage the build surface, because you don't want that hot nozzle to damage the surface while it's doing its bed probing. Pull it off here. Alright, so it's still stuck pretty good. Let's see if this thing works as advertised. Pretty easy. Definitely easier than the tape. First layer on the bottom's crystal clear because the surface is so smooth. Not sure if you'll be able to... Yeah, there you go. See the reflection? Super smooth. Yeah, definitely getting more of a matte finish from the tape. Alright, I've got another test print going on the Wham Bam flexible plate plus tape. So this is the second use of that tape, just testing it out. I've got the filament runout sensor connected. The sensor's right down here. The parts for that are loosely based on the Duet 3D laser filament mount. So I just modified that to allow me to put a micro switch in there. I used IO1 right up here. So the input pin is connected to common on the micro switch, and then 5 volts is connected to the normally open, and then ground is connected to the normally closed. Alright, here we go. Using up the last of this spool. Excellent. Excellent. No filament detected, and it ran the pause.g, so it raised the effector and then centered it, paused printing. So it's maintaining bed and hot end temperature while it's paused. So I'm going to I'm gonna manually feed some through. And then because of the way my pause.g works, I'm gonna actually retract 10 millimeters of filament with the control panel and hit resume. Alright, here's that print that was restarted twice. So I restarted it once, clear to clear. Actually, there was the restart point right there, because it was right on the edge. You can just feel that. Everywhere else, there's not much of a visible line. And then, of course, where I switch colors, it's way more obvious. Not a bad restart, worked great. So yeah, this is about 7 prints on here. Slightly different shapes and things. But definitely made sure all of them overlapped some of the same areas on the tape, so the damage would accumulate. So it is thinning out. You can see where stuff has been pulled up here. But I've just been roughing it up a bit. I've tried this Scotch-Brite pad. Also tried steel wool just to rough it up in between. And it seems to be working great.